Yeah, minus 9 yards rushing. Yeah, and on Vanderbilt, they only got 89 yards rushing. Look, Sellers has a head injury. If they run him, that'd be stupid. Because if he gets, they play, like I said, LSU, Oklahoma, Alabama, Ole Miss. If he gets knocked out of that game and gets in and concussion protocol, it's over. So he's going to sit in the pocket and he's going to throw the ball and he's going to run when he needs to because that's what they. And he made some very nice throws. He made some NFL throws in that game. I was surprised. Wow, if he can throw like that, but I mean, let's just see. Let's just see what happens. They're not going to believe me. They ain't going to want to. They're going to play good. They're not. They won't get 14 penalties against us. Don't worry. Yeah, we should win that game. We should win that game. We have a chance to win that game. Uh, Somebody's telling me something online. What are you telling me? Okay, some dumb. Anyway, yeah. Look, they didn't bring us up. Shane Beamer didn't bring us up because what's he going to say? I mean, I just listened to, like I said, his teleconference this afternoon, and he's upset, and they won 9 games, and now they're not going to win 9 games, and they want him gone. He's not as good as his dad, and blah blah blah. I feel sorry for him. One bad year. Look, man, if you're not in the good old boy network, you have one bad year, you got to go. You got to go. South Carolina, you got to go. Mike Leach died, Mississippi State. Hey, man, we don't care about the next guy. Yeah, as soon as Lane Kiffin goes to Florida or he loses, they're not in the club either. So, Florida can have multiple shitty years. Auburn can have multiple shitty years. Get beat by New Mexico State. Pavia beat the shit out of them at Auburn when he was at New Mexico State. They don't care. He's their buddy. If you're their buddy, you get. Yeah, no, they didn't put money. I said that last night. We put money into our lines, our defensive line, our offensive line. That's why we're in the Ole Miss game. We didn't get our ass blown off the field like somebody else who just played them because we invested in our line play, which was smart. And running the ball is smart, as you can see, when you can't run the ball. Now, South Carolina could have still won that game if they would have not had 14 penalties. Uh, you know, uh, but um, let's go down there and see what happens. And then we'll see what they say after that. If we win this one, well, it'll be the only one we win. Okay, all right, yeah. Um, Florida, we had the fifth hardest schedule. They had the fourth hardest schedule. What's it right? How many win? How many games are they gonna win? Yeah. So yeah, it was a long game because there's so many pre-snap penalties. A defensive back lined up offsides. I don't think I've ever seen that in a long time. So yeah, they make a lot of mental mistakes, false starts. He said they couldn't hear because of the crowd noise. Well, they won't have that problem against us because they're at home. But yeah, I mean crowd noise. I mean, you wait till you go play LSU, Alabama, Ole Miss, Texas A&M. Yeah. So forgive me for cursing at the beginning of this podcast. Whoever's watching this back, yeah, the SEC podcast. You know what? They just it angers me. It just angers me not because of them, because some of our guys are on their side. That's what angers me. I don't like that. There should be loyalty, a little loyalty. We will surprise teams. Yeah, I mean, look, we're fourth in the SEC in rushing. Did they say that on the SEC podcast? No, they didn't say that. They don't give a damn. Yeah. If we beat them, they will not talk about us. Well, they might say something about Marshall. They'll talk about how bad South Carolina is. We ain't gonna get any credit. Okay. We're gonna get somebody we're not supposed to get, and we're gonna be fine this year. And people are gonna hate it. And Matthew insulted us twice. Yeah, fuck them. You know what? Fuck those two morons. Fucking look like they should be working at Cracker Barrel. They wouldn't answer me yesterday. I was on one of the damn lives. One of those some bitches was on. I forgot which one. Not the one with the glasses. The other one. I kept trying to say something about Tulane, and they wouldn't even answer me. Yeah. So you know what? Don't watch them. Don't give them. Don't let them look. Don't let anybody steal your joy. Okay. We're going to enjoy this football year. We have some really good football players. We have a really good team. Okay. I don't know how many games we're going to win, but we got a solid team. And it's a damn shame that those guys, we're not going to ever see Siaj Pete after this year. We're not going to see Joshua Braun after this year, Seth McGowan. So you know what? If you can go to the game and support our team, by God. Don't let anybody in the effing media tell you that our team is bad and they're no good and you shouldn't go. Go to the game and support them. That's what you should do. Okay. Damn. Yeah, it makes me so mad. None of those people. I'm gonna tell you what. You better hope we don't win. You better hope we don't win, because if we do, we're gonna have a good day in here. I can tell you that right now. You think I will be cursing? Oh yeah, I'm sure we do. Yeah, they go down and listen to who we play. Who the hell, other than Georgia and Tennessee, I ain't fucking worried about anybody. Vanderbilt, they play slow. They don't get 400 yards of offense. Now Pavi is really good. We got to stop him. Texas, Arch Manning standing over some guy at Sam Houston State and celebrating. What an idiot. Auburn. If you stop the quarterback, you stop them. You just saw it with Oklahoma. Okay, they sacked the damn quarterback 10 times. Vandy, Louisville. Have you guys watched Louisville play? I mean, are you scared of them? I'm not saying we're going to win these games, but we ain't going to get blown off the field. We didn't get blown off the field by Ole Miss. Who's going to blow us off the field? Tennessee or Georgia, maybe. That's it. We're going to be in every game. Why? I keep telling you why. Because we can run the ball and we can control the clock and we can control the pace. As long as we run the ball, like I said, if you were watching my live last night, I was watching John Gruden. John Gruden was talking about running the ball is how you win at football. Because when you run the ball, it forces the other team's defense to change their alignment. However many people we commit to a running play, if we commit 8 people, they have to commit 8 people. So, yes, running the ball wins games. I know people that don't know football. Okay, all right. And I know they're waiting for me to be wrong. I'm waiting for them to be wrong. So one of us is going to be wrong. I'm not saying how many games, but we're not going to get blown off the field. Maybe once or twice, but not. It ain't gonna be like last year where we got blew half our games. We were never in them after the first quarter. That ain't gonna happen. What's up, Randy? Randy, I'm fired up because the SEC podcast dogged us out, man. I come on here, my guys are telling me that cousin Shane and whoever just start dogging us out. And I'm like, what's that all about? So anyway, I don't know, Randy. It just gets old, but I'm not mad at them. I'm mad at our media. The Nick Roush's and Adam Luckett's and people that go on there from our media and hobnob with these guys while they're dogging out our players, our own players who are trying to play hard. That's what I get mad at, Randy. If one of them's in here, and they may be, they're probably not in here. Texas hasn't played SEC. Yeah, I mean, look. No, Randy, just, it angers me a little bit. I don't expect to get any love from the SEC network, anybody. Josh Pate, look, I don't care about them. But yeah, it gets old, man. We got a chance to win this game, Randy. You know what I'm saying? We're 4th in rushing in the SEC, and they rush for South Carolina rushed for -9 yards. So yeah, I should. No particular reason. I just don't. Yeah, well, they're boring. It's the same show. It's like Paul Finebaum. It's the same show, the same ass kissing, the same teams, the same thing over and over and over. Man, don't watch those guys. And but yeah, let them say whatever they want. Anyway, wow, I was fired up there. I didn't want to do that tonight. I didn't want to get all upset, but somebody take up for our players, please. I will. So anyway, yes, we'll have a chance to win this game. It's +5.5. Go bet that right now. I've given you 3 bets on one bet on every game has been right. Go bet this. And if it goes up higher than that, which it won't, but if it gets to 6 or 7, bet that bet. And I want to thank Tulane I moved it up to like 17.5, and I won enough money to buy my family Christmas presents. Thank you, Tulane. Thank you. Yeah, I knew you couldn't stay on the field. Yeah, we were supposed to get beat 45-10, and they were supposed to stay on the field 30-23 like we did. Didn't work out like that. Why not? That's because we're decent. What's up, Ryan? Yeah. Look, that's their stick. They're never going to give us credit in football. I get it. It gets old. South Carolina can't run. No, they can't. 14 penalties in that game and 8 penalties in Vanderbilt game. 89 yards rushing in the Vanderbilt game and -9 yards rushing. They gave up 285 yards rushing to Missouri and 150 to Vandy. So you tell me if we're going to be able to run the ball. We're going to be able to run the ball. They're going to stack the box. And when they do that, we're going to throw the tight end. And then now this is a Kendrick Law game, everybody. This is a slot receivers game from heaven. Yeah. Now they're going to throw short passes, but we need to throw. Get Kendrick Law out in space. Once you get past their front defensive line, their linebackers and safeties aren't tackling at all. Okay, I mean they can't tackle. That's exactly what we want. So, see us beat Carolina, Auburn, and Texas. Well, look, we just need to win some games. That's the only way, And then these people will make up excuses or whatever. Shane Beamer even said Minnesota's not going to give. No, it's not. I watched Shane Beamer's teleconference. I watched it. I listened to it. It was on YouTube. It popped up in my feed a couple of hours ago. He didn't bring us up, but of course, they're just struggling with fundamentals. They couldn't hear, and then people were false start, and then a defensive back lined up offsides, which you very rarely see. They're making a lot of fundamental mistakes, and their line play is not good right now. So that gives us a chance to go in there and get a win. And Mark Stoops is 7. I keep hearing we're 6-10 after the bye. Mark Stoops is 7-5 against South Carolina. Why don't you say that stat? No, we can't say that stat. I understand. Yeah, they could have won that game. What's up, Don K. Fish? Yeah. No, look, it'll be a close game. And look, all these games, we need to just stay in these games, stay in the game, run our stuff, run our offense. I put a defensive video on today. If you guys haven't watched it, on the base 3-4 defense that we run and why it's good. I know what they were doing. We're running an alignment that's for running quarterbacks. And yeah, Pavia's and Jackson Arnold's and Sellers. That's our alignment. So we're playing pretty well in a 3-4 defense there. Yeah, we usually play South Carolina close. I said, well, not last year. They whipped our ass. Last year was just, look, our team quit. Florida's team's getting ready to look. They're getting ready to clock out. By the time they get to us in November, it's going to be cold. We'll have a chance to win that game. Yeah, that might have been an anomaly. It usually, look, this year, as you can see, I told you before this year started, you would not recognize our offense because now we have the players to run the ball. So yes, that's our game. You know how many plays South Carolina ran yesterday, guys? How many plays do you think they ran in that game? 50. I looked at it and I went, that's all the plays they ran was 50, and they could have won the game running 50 plays. So, I mean, that's our game. Hell, we want to run 60 plays. Don K. Fish. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. All our players are healthy. All of them. Mark Stoops basically alluded to that. Waller's going to play. I will say this. Sellers passed as good as I've ever seen him pass in that game. I mean, he made some NFL throws in that game. You cannot let him sit back there and pat the football. Okay. We got to get a rush on him. And we can't let him pat the football. Florida and Tennessee. Well, I can imagine being Florida, but I'll never pick a seat Tennessee. And it would be nice, but maybe we'll catch them on a bad day. Their coach is an underrated coach, Josh Heupel, really good coach. I mean, you got to give him credit. No, look, guys, we can hang with anybody. I mean, there's one or two teams who might blow us out a little bit, but we covered the point spread at Ole Miss. We're going to cover this point spread and probably hopefully win. What's up, Jackson, Superman, last game? Sellers can win the game by himself. I mean, that's how good he is. He's probably going to be playing on Sundays, guys. He's that good. And he threw the ball. He had time to throw. I was not impressed with Missouri. And did you guys see the quarterback slide? What the hell? Somebody at Missouri needs to teach the quarterback how to slide. What, he's sliding like a crash dummy. He banged his head off the damn field, off the damn pavement. I think it's pavement, if it's concrete or turf or whatever. But that dude can't slide. It's like, damn, man, don't slide like a crash test dummy. Curtis, Missouri. Well, let's see what our pot is. Who's going to be our quarterback next Saturday? Yeah, dude, it's going to be Cutter Boley. That's already been said. Calzada's still hurt, and if he wasn't, Boley's still the quarterback. So, yeah, what pod? Well, the leaked pod was Georgia, South Carolina, Mississippi State. That was the first leaked pod. I don't know if we'll see. You're supposed to get one hard team, one middle team, one bad team. And one lower team, I should say bad team. So we'll see what our pod is Tuesday. And then to be fair, then we can start rotating teams and stop playing the fifth hardest schedule in the nation 2 years in a row. Because Florida played the fourth hardest schedule. How did it work out for them? Yeah, yeah. They don't catch slack. They don't talk shit about them on the Good Old Boy podcast, do they? Billy Napier might be time for him to go. What the fuck you mean, might? You know, I mean, God, hey, these boys are riding the short bus. Tennessee, Vandy, South Carolina. Well, I mean, I don't know. Vandy, South Carolina. Mr. Pavi is loves to run, but it's Calzada. Oh, yeah. Cutter's look. Bowley's gonna play, dude. The fans, you give the fans what they want. The fans pay the money. The fans have said we want Cutter Bowley. There's not that much of a difference between them. Go with Cutter Bowley. That's what's going on there. He's playing. Don't worry. Oh, for the pod, you mean? Oh, well, okay. Well, I take that. I think. Well, I'll take that. Well, Tennessee, yeah. I mean, look, we're gonna get one hard team. I hope it's not. I think I'd rather play Georgia and Tennessee. I don't know. We just never, man. Tennessee, you got to give it up to them, man. Tennessee and Georgia are really playing well. That's the two teams that right now that are the best teams in this league right now that I've seen. And I've watched a little bit. I'm not impressed with Alabama. LSU, no, I'm not impressed with them. Georgia and Tennessee, that was a classic game week before last. So, and I know Tennessee played an easy game and gave up 24 points because they put their backups in. So, I'm sure their media isn't getting on them. So, and are different level for real. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they showed it in that game. Gunnar Stockton showed that, hey, I can get up off the mat and knock your ass out. But no, guys, I always use this as an example. If you're new or you haven't been in here before, our games need to be 15-round fights. We need to make it a 15-round. We don't need to get knocked out. Just go 15 rounds. Get into the fourth quarter. Keep it like Ole Miss. We could have tied that game at the end. Cutter Bowley just made a mistake, and then they went down and kicked a field goal. Then we kicked the field goal. We couldn't, but we covered the point, and we played well against them. They did not blow us off the field like the good old boys. Cousin Shane there and said they're gonna blow us off 52-7, and we ain't got. Okay, well that didn't happen. And Tulane's gonna give them a game. Well, that didn't happen either. So I don't know how many damn times you can be wrong. I guess you can just be wrong as many times as you want. Injuries, yeah, injuries. No, we should like your team. You should be like our team. Let's go do this. We're going to run the ball. I mean, look, we're going to run our stuff. Okay. Cutter Bowley's we've had time to heal up. We play 2 games and then we have another bye. So 5.5. Yeah, go bet it. You know how you disrespect them? You go bet it. That's why they get it instead. Tulane. Hey, I want to thank Tulane for letting me win a lot of damn money because I bet that sucker up to 17.5 because I knew they couldn't hang with them. And I won a lot of money. And I don't usually bet a lot of money, but I was pretty certain on that. Is Kentucky being in Georgia's pod? Yeah, I agree with you, Randy. That's the league's one. I think Georgia and Kentucky, and you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. That'd be a good one. Tulane's props. Yeah, he only beat Army. No, he lost to Army. He beat Navy. Army beat him like 35-14. Yeah. Now he shit the bed on that. No offense to the guy. He's a Kentucky guy. I'm not going to talk about him anymore. We're going to talk about him one last time. Look, you blew it, dude. You're 0-4 against ranked teams and 0-3 against SEC teams. That's it. And the only reason you scored that touchdown at the end is because they put the damn cheerleaders in. Look, no offense. He's probably a good coach, but you got to earn it. You can't just have the Good Old Boy Network appoint you a coach. Like say, Tom's an up-and-coming coach. Well, I haven't beat anybody. Well, we don't care. We're just going to keep saying it. That don't make it true. So I'm not going to dump on him because he's a Kentucky boy. I have a video about John Sumrall. Everything I said is coming true about him. I'm not dogging him out. I wish him the best. Maybe he can work his way up. But, yeah, no SEC team is going to give him a job. I mean, you're not going to – it's a multi-million-dollar corporation. Come on. I like him. Kentucky isn't good off the bye week. Well, they're 6-10. And what they don't tell you about that Don K. Fish is look at the teams we played coming off of the bye week. Sometimes it was Tennessee. Sometimes it was Georgia. Just depends on the team. Let me give you a stat, Don, just to calm your nerves. What's our record against South Carolina? 7-5. There's Tom's stat of the week. For all those dumb stats that we didn't cover the spread. Who gives a shit about the spread? Spread your damn brains. That's what you ought to do. Look, just win the damn game, okay? Just go in there and win, and we'll be fine. The best teams. Oh, sure we will. Sure we will. Yeah. Well, let's see what we can do this year. We played well against Georgia. The rent's high. Yeah, it's a multi-million-dollar corporation. You're gonna bring somebody in to be the CEO that hadn't done anything just because his name? No, you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna trust multi-millions of dollars to look. There's gonna be a lot of people get fired every year now. John Gruden is not coming to the college football. I watched the podcast. I listened to a podcast with him on it, and he said it's harder to be a college coach in the SEC and the Big Ten than it is in the NFL. Because in the NFL, you can lock players up for. I got Patrick Mahomes for 4 or 5 years. You can't lock anybody up in the SEC and Big Ten. You can't. They can come and get your player, and you have to redo your team every year. So if those good old boys, I tell you what, if the dinosaurs, Paul Finebaumers, and you dinosaurs out there think that all those coaches are going to be able to win every year, they're not. They're not. Texas won't be able to win it. It's not going to happen. There's going to be some down years for people. I mean, there might be a few exceptions. Ohio State, Georgia, Tennessee. They ain't going to be many. Look, that's just the way it is. It's millions of dollars at stake here. You got to turn over your roster every year. John Gruden was saying, I cannot imagine being a coach of a team at any level and having to do that every year. But that's the way it is now, guys, because it's about money. And the dinosaurs don't get that. The dinosaurs don't care. They're trying to use the same old model they've been using for 30 years, and it's not going to work. That's why you can't say somebody's an up-and-coming coach, because you don't know that. And that doesn't mean if you brought in John Gruden, ask Bill Belichick. Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, we've done well over the years. We just set the bar high, just like South Carolina. Well, he set the bar at 9 games. Now he's not. Now if we beat him, well, hell, he'll have to leave. He's playing for his job when he plays us. Okay, he can't lose to us. I mean, come on, man. So yeah, he's in trouble and he knows it. And look, I don't dislike Shane Beamer. He's obviously a good coach, but he'll probably go to Virginia Tech, I guess. I don't know if they run him off because they play after us. They play LSU, Oklahoma, Alabama, Ole Miss, Texas A&M. They can't stop the run, and they can't run, and they can't stop the run. How many of those teams do you think they're going to beat? No, not very many if you can't stop the run. Now that Vince is gone, we're using him. Yeah, our tight end's right. Yes. And plus, we couldn't use the tight ends last year because we needed a blocking tight end. But yes, Boyer has really impressed me in the run game. Yeah, we can use our tight ends. So if they load the box, let them load the box. Anybody that loads the box on us now, we're going to throw to the running back. But Harley Gilmore's got to do something. Okay, guys, this should be a Kendrick Law game right here. Kendrick Law, this is a K-Law game right here. This is a get him open in space. But look, our wide receivers got to get open and got to catch the ball. Cutter Bowley can't do everything. John Smith, what's up? Yeah, they did. Let me tell you what. Sellers impressed me a lot. He made some throws that were NFL throws. And I listened to Shane Beamer's teleconference. It popped up in my YouTube feed a couple hours ago. He was on teleconference. And he's like, yeah, we kept doing it. They're like, well, you didn't run him. First of all, he has a head injury, by the way. You're not going to run Sellers if he has a head injury. Hello. So, yeah. And Beamer said, yeah, it was working. He threw for 300 yards. That's why he kept doing it. But, our receivers have to be, 3-1 playing Georgia. Yeah, it'd be good. Inspector Gadget, what's up, brother? Should have sanctions. Sanctions for what? This year? I don't know. Look, I like Sports Talk Jay, but I don't know what he's going to have sanctions for. I know we got to beat him on Saturday. So, but yeah, we're the fourth. We are fourth in the SEC in rushing for a reason. Ole Miss couldn't stop us from running. They sure as the hell, they should be able to stop us from running. They ain't stopped anybody from running. They just gave up. I mean, Missouri's known as a passing team. They got 285 yards rushing. And their coach said, yeah, my plan was to pass a lot more, but they couldn't stop the run. So we just kept handing it off. So, yeah, look, they'll be motivated. They'll be motivated. They ain't going to get 14 penalties at home. Okay. Do you ever think we get one in rushing this year? Get to one in rushing this year? Oh, in SEC? We could, yeah, because that's our offense. It's possible we're at 4. I didn't see who the 3 ahead of us were. Hey, Phil, what's up, brother? Yeah, we need to win that game. I don't know what our defense is ranked nationally. Look, the East Carolina game, guys. Our East Michigan game. We play a lot of backups, okay, on purpose. That was just a field goal. Tennessee did the same thing yesterday, gave up 24 points. You think their media and fans are on there bitching about them giving up 24 points? No. They understood that you put the backups in. We put the backups in. That's what and Stu said he's glad he did that because now this week they're letting the defensive backups get a lot of reps. So no, it was good that we did that. Randy from Missouri he was. Yes. Ahmad Hardy. Yes. He's the real deal. You're right about that. For depth, yes, he did. John Smith, you DBs. None of our DBs are hurt. We're good. Waller could have played against Eastern Michigan. We're good. Stoop said everybody's good to go. He just was being cautious. That's why you saw Dowdell go out of the game. I think his hamstring tightened up. So yeah, no, Waller could have played but they weren't going to play him. So yeah, Stoop said we're good. Everybody's good to go. So we got our full complement of players. I don't know if we're going to dominate on both sides of the ball, but I'll tell you this, we're going to be able to run the ball. Yeah, I hope they stack the box. I hope they put everybody in the box. That's exactly what we want you to do. Put them in because their linebackers and defensive backs cannot tackle at all. I watched the Vanderbilt game. You can go, I got a video on that. You can go back and watch. I didn't do a few plays from that. And look, they're having problems right now tackling. And we just need to tackle Inspector Gadget. 1 or 2 years ago, South Carolina AD stepped down. Oh, sanctions? Well, hey, man, that'll probably happen later in the year. Cutter Boley is the answer. Yeah, he is. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to win 8 games now. 6, maybe 7, but I got 6, 7. And with the 4th hardest schedule, let's see how Florida has the 5th hardest schedule. Let's see how many games they win. Yeah, Harley Gilmore. Yeah, Kendrick Law had a touchdown. Harley Gilmore, man. Look, they got a lot of faith in him. Hester, he must be beating Hester in practice. Is the only thing I can figure out why J.J. Hester's not on the field. You know what I'm saying? There's no other reason why you would keep him out there. Yes, he's fast, but he's little and he can't win a one-on-one hand fighting battle. And look, when you have him out there, you just got to realize what you got out there. But yeah, I mean, I wish Macklin would get more involved, so we're going to see what happens. But yeah, we're going to throw the tight end. We're going to run the ball. We're going to do what we do. And, make them tackle us. That's what I would do. Make them tackle us. They're going to throw short passes, guys. He's going to throw a long one every once in a while. Look, we got 5 interceptions. He's going to throw. Okay, good. We'll intercept you. Let him throw. Now, last night, nobody would have intercepted his balls because he threw them some NFL plays. But you know what? Let him throw the ball. Yeah, we played as it looked better in that game. And like I said, we need to just play. We're playing our offense the way it's supposed to be played. But people that don't understand football don't know what kind of offense we're running, and I don't know what to tell you except ask the offensive coordinator. He's standing right in front of you. If you don't understand something, ask him. We're going to play one back sets, one back. Why? Because we want an extra tight end or extra blocker. We're not going to play 2 running backs unless we're in the gun. We're going to play one back sets because that's our offense. Okay. I don't know football. I'm not a coach, but we are underrated. Well, look, stay underrated. Don't let them talk shit. Let those good old boys talk shit. Look, I want to apologize if you're watching this back. I cursed at the beginning. I'm so sorry. I came in here and somebody said that the SEC podcast was dogging us out. And I started saying F them and F that. My apologies. My sincere apologies. I should not have used that language. We're the underdogs. Yes. We're not even like Shane Beaver didn't even bring us up in the teleconference. I listened to his teleconference today because I was waiting for him to say something about us. He didn't say anything about us. So, okay. Look, we don't need to say a word. We just need to go win. Go win the game and let that do your talking. Yeah, well, we're 2-1. We should have been 2-1. Look, could we have won the Ole Miss game? Yeah, we've covered the point spread. Did Tulane cover the point spread? No. Did Tulane look like a damn high school team? Yeah. So, but we were supposed to get beat 40. See, we were supposed to get beat 45-10, but we didn't. So don't let these people steal your joy, guys. We got a good team. Enjoy football. I think if Randy's still in here, Randy, always say this to Randy. Football and sport, it's about having fun. Nobody wants to go in there thinking, well, dang, it's going to be awful. You got your own media. Well, we're 6-10 after a bye. Well, we're 7-5 against South Carolina. Why can't you give that stat? So go what if you're going to go when they play at home next. I don't know who we play at home next. Tennessee, no, Texas. Go to that game. Everybody that can go to that game, go support those kids. We got some really good players on this team. Okay, enjoy it. It's football. They have us at 3 wins, 3-9. The KSR boys have us at 3-9. And you know what's going to happen if we win more than 3 games? Tom's going to have a lot of fun at their expense on this podcast. And I only got 500 people, but I'm going to freaking. You better hope we don't win 6 games, 5 games, 7 games. You better hope we don't. I know they're praying we don't. Yes, enjoy the season. Yeah. I mean, have fun. We deserve. Wait, damn. We're 2-1. What the hell do you want? And we could have won the other game. So, Ole Miss is ranked what? 8th, 7th? I mean, come on, man. Damn. I mean, they didn't blow us off the field. So, yeah, we played very well. We just got to shore up. Everybody has deficiencies. They ain't going to tell you this if you listen to any of the fine bombers. Every team has very few teams. Maybe Tennessee and Georgia are one of the exceptions that don't have a lot of deficiencies. You look at all the other teams. Auburn, awful quarterback play. If you can stop him from running, you can beat them. Florida, awful offense, god awful. But they're better now. Okay, they're better. Okay, well, we're about to find out. Okay, so yeah, Texas, not scared of them. Okay, I mean, so yeah, let's just play our game. Yeah, Clemson. Yeah, Clemson. You go down the line, guys. Like I said, this is hard doing this. It's hard. These are multi-million-dollar corporations now. This is a turnover your roster every single year. There's going to be a lot of if you have one bad year or 2 bad years, you're going to fire the coach. There's going to be a lot of coaching vacancies every year. If you think it's the coach and you keep saying, "Well, we're not going to give him a chance. We're just going to fire him." Do they do that in the NFL? Not always. Sometimes you have a bad year and like, okay, Detroit's having a bad year this year. Alabama Pods. Oh. Tonight, and we're all right. Randy, go over there. Look, Alabama podcasts seem to be pretty cool for the most part. Randy, I will say that. Look, they love their team, but they're not disrespectful. I will say that the ones I've watched, the ones that you're on, I definitely like those guys. But yeah, they're not happy with their coach. There's a lot of people that want Alabama wants their coach fired. Imagine if they lose to Auburn or say, yeah, they're going to call for their head. Look, if you're going to call for the coach's head every time he has a bad year, you can be changing coaches in this league about every 2 or 3 years. It's just the way it is. There'll be a few exceptions, but not many. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Oh, no, I'm going to say a lot more than that, brother. Oh, I'm going to have fun. Look, this is going to be a really fun channel if we start winning 6 games and 7 games. When some dumbass gets on there and say we're only going to win 3 and there's no way we can win an SEC game. Okay, all right. Look, go bet that plus 5.5. Now, look, if we lose this week, the season will be over and that'll be it. I know. No, we're going to keep playing. Oh, talking Bama tonight. Yeah, I like that. JT and Damo. Yes, I like those 2 guys. Everybody, if you want a Bama podcast, go to Talking Bama. You see it up there. Randy put it on the screen. Those 2 guys are really cool. They know football. You can go in there and say something. They're not going to attack you. They let me talk in there. They let Tom talk in there. Tom doesn't get on there and curse on other people. Sometimes Tom's a little animated. To KSR. No, I'm not calling it to KSR. Because Matt Jones and them, Ryan and them, I like Drew. I like Ryan. I like Matt. I like Shannon. They admit they don't know football. But when the guys that write for their website who say they know football, that's a different story. Yeah, I won't excuse those guys. Yeah, no, I wouldn't call it. I've never called in their show. I went to their remotes. If I had something to say to them, hell, I'd walk up to them at a remote. I ain't calling in the show. I'll corner your ass somewhere and we'll talk about it. Yeah, Paul Finebaum. Look, KSR is all right. I like Matt. Matt's about this fair. Matt hasn't given up on Stoops yet. He said that. He needs to wait till this year's over. We all need to wait. Now, look, if we go 3-9 and we get blown out, then yeah, it's time for a new coach. Maybe we won't. Oh, it's Herb and Raj on Wednesday. KB on Tuesday. Wow. Okay. Well, everybody follow Randy. Look, if you want to know anything about SEC football, follow How about them F and Dogs podcast? And Randy, turn on his notifications. He's on a lot of different podcasts. You can learn a lot about SEC football. Those are not fine. Randy's not a fine bomber. He's not part of the Good Old Boy Network. Look, there's a lot of podcasts out there that are really good that will give us a fair shake, and they will give you a fair shake, and Randy's one of them. If you want to go on Randy's podcast when we play Georgia and talk about it, go over to Randy. Randy, we're all going to come over, and when we play you the week before, we're all going to go over to Randy's podcast and talk to him about the game, and he'll let us talk. So, yeah. Look, we're the new media. Let's just don't listen to those other guys, and, just come in here. Come in here. This is a fan channel. Yeah, I think we will. Yeah, I think we'll get it figured out. We sort of are, aren't we? I mean, Kendrick Law's got it. We're getting the slot receiver figured out. So yeah, we just need to get either Macklin or Gilmore. Ferrier came in and got a catch. So yeah, maybe Ferrier's the answer. Like I said, Stellato is Kendrick Law's backup. That's why you're not seeing him. What's up, D Skinner? It's been off season. Yeah, sure they did, because that's what everybody else did. And when they have to go see, those boys have to go on the SEC podcast and the Finebaum podcast. So they get paid to do. So, yeah, they're going to talk shit about us because that's what everybody else is doing. If you want to do something here on your channel that week. All right, Brandy. All right. I will do that. And, I'm not going to say their names now, K-Fish. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk a lot about those boys. They are what they are. But, yeah, Randy, we'll maybe we can do something. But yes, look, our media is what it is. To me, the thing that bothers me is the football IQ. I mean, man, if I was going to write about anything, I'd try NASCAR. I don't even know NASCAR, but if I had to write about NASCAR, I would sure as the hell learn NASCAR. But we got guys that are so damn lazy, they don't even know they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Quote, I can get on and quote any stats, quote the money lines, talk about Vegas. Well, hell, all I need is an iPhone. And get on FanDuel, I can tell you, well, Tennessee and Georgia is going to be a close game. I'm a genius. No, I just looked at the damn betting line. So, yeah, a player that plays has who you think a player plays that hasn't yet this Saturday? No, probably not. Probably not Curtis. I don't know who it would be because we need the players that have been playing. So, Stoops is here to stay. Well, I hope so, Don K-Fish. But not, there's a lot of people that don't want him to stay. So we'll see what the donors and the and what the athletic director has to say after the year. Look, if he goes 3-9, then yeah, obviously there's a problem. But if we don't and we win some games, now it's a different story. But no. Yeah. Look, they're so done. Look, come on, man. You're in front of the offensive coordinator every practice, and you go, I don't know what we're running. Ask the guy. They don't want to know what we're running. No, they don't do the research. They write stories. They misspell words. They write stories. First of all, that's another. I ain't gonna get started on there. Look, I'm not an English major, but geez, I'm not gonna put a story on without spell checking it. They misspell words, and come on, guys. But anyway, that's enough about them. Our media is what they are, and you know what? That's we're not gonna talk about them. Let's talk about the game, guys. I think this is a Kendrick Law game. I think we're going to run the ball right down their throat. We need to just keep giving the ball to Dowdell and McGowan. Let them. I mean, they were having problems tackling Missouri. Wait till they try and tackle McGowan. I hope we just look. We need to just. Our offensive line is stellar, and this is the time we prove it, guys. We got to prove it. We got to prove it. Bet the 5.5. Gets his first touchdown. I hope so. He should have got it last game. Yeah. I mean. I don't care if we, how we score, who gets it, but I think maybe he'll get a touchdown because he is fast. Yes. So anyway, I'm Thomas, Kentucky Football Nation. If you're first time in here, if you're from another school, shout it out. We talk football. We have respect for everybody. Randy can win this game. Yeah. Handle the crowd noise. Since you know what, Randy, that's a good question. I think we'll do fine with the crowd noise because we run a very simple offense. And as long as we don't put a lot of pre-snap motion, and I think we should be fine. It's a pretty simple offense as far as looks to me like snap counts. We just don't need to do the Chinese fire drill stuff. Put one person in motion and let's just run the play. So Vandy is over. No, I do not think Vandy's overrated. I just think they were picked the same as us. Their over under is 4.5 games, just like us. Jimmy Jam. Oh, what's up, bud? Oh man, what's up, Jimmy? Damn. Oh man, Jimmy. I was cursing. I'm sorry, Jimmy. I hope you didn't see the beginning of the show. As soon as I got on, somebody said that the SEC podcast, those two good old boys, cousin Shane and Goober, were talking bad about us, and I kind of started saying the F word. My apologies for the F word. Uh, yeah, I mean we can do 6. I know we can do 6, maybe 7. Yeah, I mean we could beat South Carolina. They can't run and they can't stop the run. So that's exactly what we want to do. Like I said, uh, we played like Toledo. They can't stop the run, and we run. So we didn't have a problem with them, did we? And they had a really good quarterback who's probably going to play in the NFL. We just need to play our game, and defense needs to be ready to play. The very best teams. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know how good they are because they beat South Carolina. Let's see when they play Tennessee and Alabama. Then tell me how good they are. You think Alabama's going to lose them twice in a row? If they do, they're going to want to fire the coach. Yeah, so we'll see how good they are. Look, you know what Vandy does? If you listen to the live, I kind of came on last night in the second half of that South Carolina game. Vandy slows the game down and plays like we do at our pace. They only want to run 60, 70 snaps. So they slow the game down. They don't get a lot of yards. They don't get, they average, about 150, 180 rushing and 150, 180 passing. They're getting it even. Pavia moves the pocket. He runs sideways. He runs to the weak side. We have Alex Safari as our weak side linebacker. So he's going to run right to Alex Safari. So when we get to Vanderbilt, our linebackers will have to have a good game. Yeah, their defensive line. Vandy's defensive line is solid. Yeah, they didn't lose anybody. Yes, their defense is good, especially their line play. Yes, that's what keeps them in games. They're playing the same game we are, guys, except their quarterback is running instead of the running back. We just use our running back. Okay, they're playing the same pace as we are. Go watch them. They're moving the pocket with him. We don't move the pocket, but they're trying to slow the game down. They're not stupid. You think Vanderbilt wants to play Alabama and Tennessee and get a game in the 30s and 40s? Of course they don't. No, they do not. So yeah, that loss against Ole Miss is looking good. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad loss. Yeah, we covered the spread. I mean, we could have tied that game up at the end. We played well against them. I think Buddy Network hates them, John K. But no, going back to Jimmy Engler. Yeah, Jimmy. Look, we need to win that game. Jimmy, we need to win that game. And just that's what we got to do. Stop talking and don't worry about. Look, we're never gonna. If you're looking for validation from the SEC network, you ain't gonna get it. If you're looking for validation for KSR, you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. Not from the writers. I'm not talking about Matt Jones and the boys on the radio because I like those guys. But you're not gonna get it. So don't look for it. Don't expect it. Even if we win this game, they're gonna say, "Well, that'd be the last game we win." And so don't just come in here and we'll talk about football. You can say anything you want in here. Didn't Vandy lose against Georgia State? Yeah, they lost to Georgia State. They went 7-6 last year. You would have thought they won the national championship. We go 7-6, and we have to fire our coach. They go 7-6, and it's like they won the national championship. And it's like, wait a minute, they lost to Georgia State. Now they got a good team, but are they beatable? Yeah, we only lost 20-13. So yeah, can we beat them? Yeah, we play a similar style, a slow down style that they do. We just need to contain them better. And I think changing to this 3-4 alignment, guys, if you have not watched my video on the base 3-4 defense, which I just put out this afternoon, go and watch. If you don't understand our defensive alignment, I simplify it for you on a whiteboard. And I like our defense, how we were smart to invest in our defensive and offensive lines because all the people who didn't are suffering for it. South Carolina didn't invest a lot of money in their offensive and defensive line. Okay, well, what's going on with them? Go around the nation. It's line play, guys. It starts at the line. That's you. If you don't have an offensive, defensive line, I don't care. If you have 4 Dane Keys, it ain't gonna matter. Sorry about Dane Key losing to Michigan. A different game. Brock Vanderhoof got hurt. I don't know what game. Brock Vanderhoof got hurt in a couple games. Yeah, he was just a bust, guys. I mean, he was too little, and our offensive line our team just gave up. last year, and they just quit on him, and that's the way it was. Vandy's one of the very best teams in it. Well, we're going to find out if they are in the club. Yeah, they are in the club. No, as soon as Pavia leaves, they'll be back. They won't be in the club. As soon as Lenore Sellers leaves, they won't be in the club. Yeah. No, they're not in the club. Unless you're, won a national championship, I don't think they let you in. I think they're going to let Oklahoma and Texas in because, but other than that, there's 6 teams that won a national championship, and, they deserve to be in. But, No, I'll tell you what, guys. I live in Indiana. So if you haven't been to this channel before, let me tell you something about that, how dumb the SEC is. You go on one thing the Big Ten Network, other than Michigan, Ohio State, they don't dog out the other teams. They're not dogging out Indiana. Indiana won, by the way. They look good. They don't dog out the teams at the bottom, okay? They don't go around, even on their you go around to their podcasts and listen to some of their people. They don't dog out the people in the middle and at the bottom because they're not that stupid. But we got a good old boy network that's so stupid that they'll just dog everybody out. Well, that's ignorant. Shouldn't you build the people up if you're trying to make money? They just want this to be about 4 or 5 teams, and that's it. Everybody else, F you, get the hell out of here. We'll talk about you. Stoops had a couple good years. Okay, now we're done with him. Mike Leach died. Okay, we're done with him. As soon as Pavia, we're done with him. As soon as Lenore Sellers, if they fire Shane Beamer, they're done with them. So that's just the way it is, man. It's just a sorry-ass way to run a network. And it's a damn shame for the kids that play in the schools like South Carolina, Kentucky, Ole Miss, Mississippi State. They don't get any credit because they don't play at Alabama, Auburn. Okay, so Vandy won't win a game till after Utah State. Well, we'll see. I mean, we'll see what they do. Vegas had them over and under 4.5. We were ahead of them in the power rankings at the beginning of the year. Now we aren't now because they've scored a lot of points, but yeah. So anyway, wow, we've been going an hour, so I'll go a little bit longer. I'll go 30 more minutes. We'll probably do a live on Wednesday. Let's do one on Wednesday night. And I will not get to do the South Carolina game, guys. I may go live if I'm at work and I can go live. I'll at least put out a little video afterwards. But other than the South Carolina game, all the other games we'll do right here. They will lose 7 straight. Wow. I'll look at their schedule. Well, wow. If they lose, yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of teams. They shouldn't talk shit. They're going to have to look. They got it worse than we. We didn't talk shit to people, but Pavia was talking smack to people. So yeah, he's going to have it. He's got to back that up. So they ran the score up on Georgia State. Okay, whatever. Yeah, and they did beat South Carolina when Sellers went out. It was 14-7, and when Sellers went out, yeah, their backup quarterback could not play. So we'll see what their record is at the end of the year, and let's see what our record is at the end of the year. Curtis. Yeah, I mean, look, we play hard. I mean, look, we're going to knock the shit. Our offensive line's huge. I don't know if you guys look at our offensive line. Pretty damn good offensive line. And our defensive line, Gusta, Humphrey Gray, Saunders. I mean, look, we play physical, So anyway, yes, my apologies if you're watching this back. Yes, I said that for it at the beginning. I got a little. You know what? I'm probably going to go edit that part out when we're done because I can edit this. I'll probably edit out the F words, okay? As soon as I come in here and somebody says that the good old boys from Cracker Barrel were bad-mouthing us, makes me mad. We got a good team, yeah, and we got some good players. That's the thing, guys. Enjoy the players. You do it with basketball. Don't you enjoy the players we had last year? We didn't win anything last year. We went 2 games in a tournament. We didn't go to the Final Four. What if we don't go? We've spent the most money in basketball. Field of 68. If you haven't seen my basketball video I just put out last week on Field of 68, they said we spent 25% more than anyone else on basketball. So if we don't go to the Final Four, do we fire Mark Pope? Is that what we're going to do? Well, because the playoffs in basketball is the Final Four. Murray State can make the tournament and win a couple games. But what if we don't make a Final Four? You think we're going to badmouth Mark Pope? You think we're badmouth the basketball players? No, we're not going to do that. Yeah, there'll be a new team every year because you're going to go in the portal and rate it every year, So, I don't know. It's not that easy, as John Gruden said. And John Gruden's not coming to college, by the way. I listened to him on a podcast, and he said it's harder to do Big Ten and SEC than it is an NFL team because at least on the NFL team, you got the players, for 3 or 4 years, whereas here it's a 1 year deal. So you got to rebuild your team. Ask Clemson how that's going. Yeah. So Florida's struggling. A lot of people are struggling. So yeah, we just need to go win this game. That's what's going to help us out. And then, then we'll go to Georgia and see what we can do. If we lose this game, look, it ain't over yet. Okay. Yeah, Texas, everybody's struggling. Oh, John K. Wow. Yeah. Look, everybody's got deficiencies. Except for Tennessee, there's a handful of teams that don't have many. Georgia doesn't have many. Tennessee doesn't have many. But they got a few. What's up, Tony? How about the Vols? Man, they're playing well. Josh Heupel, man. I was hoping Oklahoma would lose every game and take Josh Heupel. But no, the Vols are playing well. They should have won that game. And you know what? They're as good as anybody. Them and Georgia are really good. Miami looked good. Well, Curtis, they were playing Florida. I can't tell how good they are. But no, Tennessee, stellar team. Josh Heupel, you got to give it up to him. I've always liked him. I've always said he's underrated. They start talking about the best coaches in the league, and he doesn't get mentioned, and I don't know why. Rebels, yeah, I mean, they took out Tulane. Ain't nobody gonna be talking about John Sumrall. Look, that's look, God bless him, but yeah, go sit down for a little bit and come back later and retake the test because you failed that one. Yeah, I won a lot of money in that, not against UK. Yeah, not against UK. Well, look, I'll never pick us to beat Tennessee too many times over the year. That's the team. Tennessee has trouble with Georgia. We have trouble. Everybody's got that one team they can't beat. Yeah, But Stoops broke a lot of streaks. He broke the Florida streak, Tennessee streak. He's done a lot. We are in games that we would have never been in my lifetime under Bill Curry, Jerry Claiborne, Hal Mumme, Rich Brooks. I mean, no offense, they won some games. They beat some single games, but they weren't able to sustain what Mark Stoops has done. And not saying you couldn't, but you're going to bring somebody in here that if we ever get to the point that's experienced. You're not going to bring somebody in here that's not experienced. There's too much money. Too much money involved. Oh, what's up, Jimmy? Pope has a little give. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. He won't be. Oh yeah. Stoops has done good. Yeah, he's done very good, Jimmy. Good point. Yeah, he's done really good. And man, I just don't know why everybody's so down on him. You had 1-4-8 year, and I don't get it. Nobody else does that. Well, they gave everybody else gets a break when they lose multiple years, but not us. So it's a shame. Georgia needs to be at. Yeah, maybe we can look. We're going to get somebody. Maybe we played Georgia well last year. We just need to play at our pace and play our game and run the ball. We were fourth in the SEC in rushing for a reason. Nobody's going to tell you that stat. Well, they did say that stat. KSR wrote one positive piece. They're writing some positive pieces now to go along with it's 3-1, 4-1, whatever. So yeah, every once in a while, I guess I shouldn't give them such a hard time, but. Oh yeah, I know that field goal. Yeah, I wish they would have kicked it on third down. I don't know why they thought they wanted to center the ball, and the field goal kicker looked scared as hell. I don't know what you thought, Tony. When they showed him over there warming up, he had, like he would, and I was saying, damn, he looked scared. Yeah, I don't know if the 5 yards backing them up hurt them or not. Punted the ball. We should have went for it. Oh, Georgia? Yeah, Curtis, I keep saying that. Yeah, that was a mistake. March, that was one of the biggest mistakes he ever made. Maybe if we pull that game out, maybe the season goes a little different. But I don't know. We had such a bad offensive line, guys. We only kept 3 offensive linemen. So, yeah, he looked nervous, Tony. He looked like first of all, he looked like is he shaving? Is he in high school? What? He was scared. Fourth down against Ole Miss. Yeah, I mean, look, Cutter Boley missed Kendrick Law. It was 27-20, and look, but Boley made a mistake, but he got put in the game, and he wasn't the starting quarterback, so that happens. We'll see coming out of the bye week. I think we'll be ready to play. Look, we just got to win. I'm going to go a few more minutes, guys. We'll probably have a live on Wednesday night. Why not? A midweek live. But a lot of people do Wednesday night. KSR might do. I think they do Wednesday night. So yeah, maybe I'll just go against them and y'all come over here and don't listen to them. You know, I like Tyler Thompson. You know, I like some of the people on there. Like I said, I try not to give them a hard time, but man, they make it hard on me. Make it hard on me. No, you know, he's already better. He's already better than Brock Vandergrift already. So yeah, that's not going to be hard to do. That dude was little, and man, he got hit, and he did not want to get hit. He looked scared. So yeah, you got to be able to take the hits. And look, we got to have Zach Calzada ready to be the backup because you never know what's going to happen. And hopefully, nobody will get injured, but it's possible. Um, Yep. And so yeah, like I said, we're plus 5.5. Go bet that right now because we are going to cover that 5.5. Uh, so yeah, they haven't got anything else. They never could put rushing totals on there for us because they'll put passing, but they won't put rushing. So yeah, but yes, uh, Louisville plays Pittsburgh. Okay, Louisville plays Pittsburgh. Okay. Vanderbilt plays Utah State. Okay, well, they should win that one. Where are we at? LSU plays Ole Miss. Ole Miss is a favorite. Wow. Imagine that. LSU's 4, Ole Miss is 15, but Ole Miss is a 1.5 point favorite at home. Texas A&M, 6.5 favorite over Auburn. Auburn's having a bad year, even though they got screwed on that one call. Tennessee plays Mississippi State, and they are an 8.5 point favorite. We'll see how good Mississippi State is. But I can't find where's our game at? Here's our game. Plus 5.5 still. Yep, still plus 5.5. The over-under is 46.5 points. It'll probably be a low-scoring game. Oh, it went to 6.5. Oh, let me bet this right now. 6.5. I'm going to take us. Let me bet this while we're on the air. It went up to 6.5. Okay, well, I'll just bet a little more money because we're going to cover 5.5. So I will definitely put us to cover that. Okay, thank you very much. I will bet that. And yeah, I don't know why the point spread is going in South Carolina's favor, but it is. So you know what? Sometimes Vegas doesn't always get it right. Yeah. So yeah, it's at 6.5 on FanDuel. If you're on FanDuel, go bet that. Jeez, I mean, come on. If Missouri can stay, we can stay. Kentucky by 73. I don't know. I'll take anything. How about South Carolina right now? Tony, they can't stop the run and they can't run. They had minus 9 yards rushing against Missouri and 86 rushing. Yeah, and they cannot stop the run. Missouri ran for 285 yards and Vandy ran for 146 yards on them. So they can't run and they can't stop the run. So if Tennessee plays them this year, and I don't know that you do, Randy, any thoughts about Alabama, Georgia? Where's the game? Is it at Georgia, Randy? If it's at home, if it's at Georgia, I definitely would say Georgia. Well, thank you, Tony. Yeah, it's in Athens. Oh, well then Georgia. Yeah, Alabama. Look, we're gonna fight about them. I don't know about their coach, man. I don't know about the play. Sometimes I don't understand what they're doing on offense. I don't know. No, I'll take Kirby Smart at home. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sure Georgia's playing favorite. I didn't look on FanDuel. I'm sure Georgia at home is favored in that game. So yeah. Yeah, correct. Yeah. Right, John. Yeah, Vandergrift. Yeah, he was not as good as he thought he was. But no, Randy, I'll take Georgia. I don't know what the point spread is. Our point spread just went to plus 6.5. Everybody go bet that. I think Georgia with 3. I'll take that. I'm going to go bet that later tonight then. Georgia will win that game. Gunnar Stockton. I know, Gunnar Stockton. Yeah. Don't. Kirby Smart will have them ready to play. So, yeah, that'll be a good game, Randy. I'm sure Alabama's scared. 14, Tony. Well, I hope we win by. I'll take anything. Chiefs 6, Giants 6. Man, my fantasy football team is not doing well. Okay, man, that's a low. There's been a lot of low scoring games. Is that one of those overseas games where they're in Jamaica or wherever they're playing this year? They want to play all these games overseas. Why? Both are 0-3. Wow. Or 0-2. Okay. Hey, man. Thanks, Randy. Have a good one. Go Dogs. And everybody go over to Randy's podcast at How About Them Effing Dogs podcast. If you want to talk any football at all, it doesn't have to be Georgia. But if you want to talk Georgia or SEC football, go over to Randy's podcast. Kentucky 24-17. I'll take that score, Jimmy. That'd be about the score right there that we need to win by. Yeah, and we can't get in a high-scoring game. Now, Sellers looked really good passing the ball in the pocket. I don't think he's running. Jimmy, I don't think that Sellers ran because he had a head injury. Why would you run him and get another, and then he gets a concussion and then he's out. And then they play play five really hard teams after us. They're scared, believe me. They play LSU, Oklahoma, Alabama, Ole Miss, Texas A&M. They can't get Sellers hurt. 27-10. Wow, I'll take that. Time scoring, yes, they do. 34-21, 27-10. Hey, man, look, I'll take anything. I'll take 3-2, 5-3. I don't care as long as we win and we run the ball well. Team 3 is more likely. Wow, that's a good score. That's a low-scoring game. Yeah, we just need to keep Sellers off the field. That's what our offense need to do to everybody. If the other team's not on the field, we need to run the clock, run the ball, and that's what Stoops is committed to. And so far, it's worked fairly well because we definitely covered Ole Miss and could have tied that game up late. We just did not. But they did not blow us off the field like they did Tulane. So, yeah, that was not even, man, that was awful. That was nasty, ugly. All right, guys, we'll stay on a few more minutes. But no, I think this is a Kendrick Law game, and I hope we need to run the ball for we need 200 yards rushing. I think if we get 200 yards rushing or more, we win this game. And I don't know, unless our offensive line's not ready to play, and I don't think that happens. We'll run the ball. We'll look. This is a hard defense. I know people think it's hard to defend. It's hard to stop the run. All right. So I put a video on this afternoon about our 3-4 defense that we play, our base defense. I used a whiteboard. You can go look at that. I put a PlayStation video on. This shows our PlayStation on offense on PlayStation, so that it's easy enough for anybody to figure out. I seen that video, the PlayStation one. That was good, man. Did you see all those formations? See? Lost their interior offensive line. Oh, is that what happened? Yeah. Okay, so that's what their coach was talking about tonight. Yeah. Well, look, they can't run the ball and they cannot stop the run. So that plays right into our hands. So there's no reason why you can't cover the 6.5. So it's 6.5 right now. Go bet that, guys. Go bet that right now. The Giants are all over Mahomes. Man, Kansas City's down this year. But anyway, yes, I'm going to edit I'll have to go back and edit the first 5 minutes of this podcast out because I said too many F words about the SEC good old boy podcast. They just, makes me mad. Yeah, South Carolina, they want him gone. I feel sorry for Shane Beamer in a way because he set the bar at 9 games and then, he's not going to get it and they're going to needs to retire. Travis Kelce, he's going to retire married to Taylor Swift. So, yeah. Well, like I said, they struggle. Fundamentals, 14 penalties, and then 9 penalties versus Vanderbilt. So, let's get some penalties on them. Knock on wood, if you notice, we haven't had very many penalties this year. Knock on wood. Don't want to jinx us. We'll be playing with crowd noise, so I'm sure that Cutter Bully will be ready for that. And but anyway, yes. Well, guys, all right. Well, you know what? Let's do a live on Wednesday. Unless there's anything else you guys want to talk about. We talking. Hey, man, we just gotta go win the game. We'll see what practice on Monday and Tuesday. I'll try to find out what I can, and try to report back on what's going on. Oh my God, the Cowboys! God dang, man. Oh, what's his name? The quarterback for the Cowboys. Oh my God, he needs to just give it up. Yeah, the Cowboys. Yeah, Tony, wrong team, brother. All right, guys. Well, listen, I'll set the live up for Wednesday night. Turn your notifications on. And look, we got a chance. plus 6.5. The line's getting, so they're thinking we're gonna. So yeah, the line's getting bigger. Go bet it. Go bet it. We're gonna cover that. We're gonna cover that. Ole Miss didn't blow us off the field. They sure as the hell ain't gonna blow. I don't know how they think they're gonna. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll pass the ball, but they're not gonna do it by running the ball. I can tell you that. So hey, Dak Prescott, man, yeah. Oh, Dak Prescott. Oh, Kentucky. Well, thank you, Tony. Well, we'll see. We make the top 25 this year. I don't know, Curtis. We just need to win 6 or 7 games and get to a bowl and just play well. And then the top 25 will take care of itself. If we win 6 or 7 games and go to the bowl, that's a really good year for having the fifth hardest schedule 2 years in a row. Because I guarantee you, Florida ain't going to do it, and they got the 4th hardest. So, yeah. I mean, it won't be good enough for some people, but it's going to be fun for us. I'll tell you that right now. If we make a bowl and we win 6 or 7 games, we're going to have a lot of fun. That's what we're going to do. Screw them. Don't go on their site. Don't read their article. Don't listen to their podcast. Don't go on there and give them a view. Don't do it. Just don't even do it. I have to do it sometimes to see what they're doing. I think they'll make the top 20. Well, we'll see. If we upset somebody, we could. We made the top 25 before, so we shall see. All right, guys. Turn on your notifications. We'll do a Wednesday night live. We'll probably do the same time. We'll do it a little early, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern, because it's a weeknight and people got to go to work. So we'll do it a little early. There's a lot of people doing lives on Wednesday night. Hey, I think KSR does it live on Wednesday nights, or maybe it's Thursday. But hey, come in here. I'll turn on notifications. And look, everybody, be careful this week. Drive careful. Okay. Hug your kids. Call your mother, because mine is not alive. My mom and dad are gone. Call your mom and dad. Hug your kids. Look, be nice to people. If they cut you off in traffic, don't shake your fist and curse. Don't do that. All right. Yeah, I just cursed all over this podcast like you're going to take advice from me. Don't listen to me. Don't let me be your example, okay? I'm going to go edit out the cursing at the front of this podcast, all right? I'll see you guys Wednesday night. Go Cats.